Staying in the US, and the coronavirus pandemic has placed an enormous strain on many understaffed hospitals. On Monday, 7 night shift nurses at Sinai-Grace Hospital in Detroit were sent home. And that's after refusing to work in what they describe as unsafe, understaffed conditions amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Joey Friedman was one of those nurses who took part in the sit-in, and he joins us from Detroit now in the US. Joey, good to see you. Thanks so much for speaking to us. So not only have you been fighting on the front lines of this outbreak, but you've been doing so under very challenging circumstances. Tell us about that.
Well, not only are we reusing PPE like most places in the world right now, our ICUs are also overflowing. They're doubling up patients in these rooms. We're becoming very scarce on ventilators. We're modifying other equipment to be used as so. Me and one of my coworkers, Michaela, had 26 patients with about 10 ventilators in an area that has about 12 rooms. This area we had to modify. We had to run oxygen tubing through the hallway and tape it on the ground. We were running on oxygen tanks. We had no monitoring equipment for these patients. They were on critical drips in the hallway without family members, and a lot of times without nurses by their side because we're so overwhelmed with the other patients.
And so basically, Joey, you hit breaking point. Are you back at work now?
Actually, no, I've since resigned from my position due to the administration. They do not support us in any way, shape, or form. It's so mentally, physically, and emotionally draining on all the staff. I mean, it's very heartbreaking for me to have to step away from a place where I loved working. I absolutely loved working with all my coworkers there. It's the management, the administration, they refuse to do the things that they need to do to make sure that we're safe and make sure that these patients are safe. They will not divert any of our EMS traffic to our sister hospitals with less of a load. They will not call an internal disaster. Our manager during the stand-in actually refused to contact anyone higher up than him to come and speak with us. We didn't get the answers that we wanted, and we had to make a stand for all of us and all of our patients moving forward. Our day shift nurses that had to stay over in our place were very supportive of this. They all knew 100% that going into that night shift that they might have to stay over in our place. And it meant so much that they were there backing us 100%.
And Joey, how frightened, and first of all, I'm very sorry that you are not working anymore because this is a vocation, but how frightened are your colleagues? How frightened were you for your life? Because it really is a case of you putting your life at risk if you don't have PPE, and also seeing how bad the situation is there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're handed one gown and maybe an N95 when we walk into work, and we're reusing face shields and all this equipment is meant for one-time use. Let's see. It's just tough seeing all these patients in the hallway taking their last breaths with no one by their side, and sometimes nurses can't even, be there. We're understaffed as it is. Like prior to this has been weeks in the making. We've been asking for help, and very minimal help has come in. It seems to just been a local issue when it should have been moved up higher up the chain.
Higher up the chain to
administrators. To administrators, government, state, federal officials even, because we're that understaffed and we're seeing that many patients.
Joey, it's heartbreaking to see this because, remember, you are a hero, and so many of your patients will see you like that. Thank you so much for the work you do and for making time to speak to us.